What's up, guys? This is Jeff Morton from MortonTrainingSystems.com. Today I want to talk about how to set up properly for a barbell hip thrust. So there's a few key points. The first one is the bar pad. So you don't have to use this. However, having a heavy bar on your pelvic bones isn't the most comfortable thing in the world, so I highly recommend it, because if you were too focused on how uncomfortable the bar is on your hips, you're not really going to be able to properly activate your glutes, because you're going to be so focused on how uncomfortable the exercise is. Okay, so using the bar pad, I'm going to put it on the middle of the bar. That's the simple part. Now, as you're rolling the bar onto your hips, you want to make sure that this Velcro-y bit, this part, the opening, is facing up, because otherwise the bar is going to roll out of that Velcro-y bit and then defeat the whole purpose of having the bar pad in the first place. So basically, you want to roll the weight over your hips. This is why these bigger plates are helpful, because otherwise it's a bit awkward kind of getting the bar over your legs. So if you need to use a smaller bar to use the bigger plates, then that's actually going to be more effective, and then as you get stronger, you can upgrade to the bigger bar. Now, as far as the box goes, you'll notice that I have a yoga mat draped over this. This is because the edge of the box is going to be really uncomfortable as I'm doing the hip thrust. So putting a little cushion there is going to make it more comfortable. So I'm going to rest my shoulders on here. So you can either have the corner of the box be on your mid back or kind of a little bit higher just on your shoulders, as long as you feel stable in the box, like you're not going to slip off, and then that's totally fine. So roll the bar just onto your hip crease. Get your feet set about shoulder width stance. You can't really see, but I'm not going hyper wide, I'm not going hyper narrow. This is going to be pretty individual as well. Wherever you feel, whatever stance where you feel the most glute activation, wherever you feel your butt muscles working the most on this exercise, I would recommend taking that stance. So play around with it, experiment with different stances, shoulder width, toes forward, shoulder width, toes out, just play around with it. So once I get set up, and I don't want to use the word comfortable, but because it's not exactly comfortable, but get into a good position where I feel like I can lift the weight and feel my glutes working. I'm holding onto the bar, but I'm using it just to stabilize. If you use your arms a little bit, that's fine, but really you want your butt to be doing most of the work. So place your hands on the bar just outside the bar pad. Make sure that you're nice and lined up. You can use the rings on the bar to gauge whether the bar is lined up symmetrically or not. So then take your stance, then you're going to push your heels through the floor, squeeze your butt as hard as you can, and then lower back down under control. So when I'm doing this, like I said, I'm really driving through my heels. I actually want to think like I want to dig a hole into the floor with my heels. And then as I'm squeezing my butt, I want to think like I'm actually trying to dump the bar onto my belly button. Now, that's what your hands are for, so the bar doesn't roll under your belly buttons, but doing that's going to actually activate your glutes to a higher degree. So that's it as far as the bar is concerned. One other thing that I noticed with my, that I've had clients say to me before is that they feel like their neck muscles are really tightening up, like whenever they're doing the hip thrust, they're kind of like, their neck gets really sore because head's kind of just floating around in space. With unweighted hip thrusts, you can simply just support your head with your hands. However, with a bar, that's not exactly a viable option in most cases. So what you want to do, and this will, again, create more glute activation, is tuck your chin and look straight forward here the whole time. So that'll prevent your back from arching too much, and it'll also prevent your neck from kind of whiplashing like that, so it makes it a more effective exercise. And beyond that, just practicing the lift, you'll learn how to relax your neck muscles a bit more, so those won't get so tight. I wanted to address if you're feeling this exercise too much in your lower back. Now, what that most likely means is that A, the weight is too heavy, take some weight off the bar, or just do body weight, or B, that your mechanics are a little off and you're not properly firing your glutes. So what it probably looks like, if you're feeling your back too much, is like this. So I'm going to pull my shirt up a little bit. See how my lower back is arching quite a bit? You can see my ribs poking out a bit. My glutes are really not doing anything here. They're really soft. So no matter how high I get, if my back is still arched like that, see how my back is really high? I'm still not doing any of the work with my glutes. So that means, and the cue that I gave a second ago as far as like dumping the barbell onto your belly button, another thing you can think of is having a bowl of soup on your hips. And as you're lifting up, you're going to think of bringing your belly button towards your chin as you squeeze your butt really hard, and then dump the bowl of soup onto you. So when you do that, you'll immediately feel your butt muscles tense up, and you won't feel your lower back as much. So like I said, this is a lot easier to practice when there's not a heavy ass weight on your hips. So really nailing the form and the mind muscle connection with body weight before going up to weighted hip thrusts. But I hope that helps, because this is truly a great exercise for developing the glutes if you do it right. If you're feeling it mostly in your lower back, take some weight off the bar and really focus on feeling your butt muscles fire really, really hard during every second of every rep. All right, hope that helps.